Alright, hello. The webcam is kind of a fluid situation. I'm resting it on my shoulder, trying to show the PSP here. Anyway, hello. Welcome to the Corded Mess. That is the equipment glitch tutorial, or at least my version of it, for Final Fantasy PlayStation Anniversary Edition. I'm just going to use my save for my all bosses practice run. And we're just going to go over the basics of the equipment glitch that will that is used for the run. Now, you'll want to start by first you'll just want to buy a hammer, and we're actually going to remove everything off of my knight here, my ninja. Just so we can, you know, just so it's kind of like how it's the base game. Alright, now, after you buy the hammer, you're going to want to go into your config. Your cursor must be on memory to fully utilize the equipment glitch. Otherwise, you'll only be able to do armor to weapons, and I'll go over that as we go on here. Come on, webcam. I think we got one here. Alright. So I'm actually going to sell... actually, not. There's too much to sell. So with your cursor on memory, you can turn on your auto dash and message speed to fast at the same time. But with your cursor on memory... So I have this weapon. All the way down here, this dinky little hammer. Trying to keep my PSP in focus here. So I have this hammer. I can equip it. I can remove it. You know, obviously when you're here, you're only going to have the hammer to start out with, but that's okay. You can just ignore the rest of this equipment that I got here. So there's two different aspects to this glitch. So you can actually everyone in this party can use the hammer. This is actually a very bad demonstration. Let's try something only you can use. Can you use... Okay, ooh, Lust Dagger. This is a good one. She does not have the Lust Dagger in her inventory. You know, she can't equip it. But my ninja can. This webcam is going to make it difficult. So what we want to do is, in order to move a piece of equipment from one character to the next, you know, this is what the basis of the equipment glitch is. It actually lets you equip something that is not supposed to be from one character to the next. So I can equip this Lust Dagger, but my white mage cannot. Now, to do this glitch, hover the Lust Dagger. Yeah, easy for me to say. I wish I could just, like, tape this webcam. And what you want to do, you see your R button on your PSP, R and confirm, which is X. Push them both at the same time. And you actually want to make sure you're not actually trying to equip a weapon here. So you want to be in the menu like so. Hit R and confirm at the same time. And if it works, it'll pull up the equipment of weapons from your previous character to put on your new character. So in this case, I can actually put the Lust Dagger on my white mage now. And the Murasame, and the Gigantaxe, and the Kikuichi Monji, the Braveheart, Light Axe, Mythril Axe, you know, all this stuff that my white mage could not previously equip. Plus all the stuff, well, it won't actually add the stuff that the white mage can equip. It's pulling up the list of everything eligible from the previous character. So we're going to use it to equip the Lust Dagger. And, yeah, very fluid. I'm trying to keep this thing from moving, but it's not working. So, Lust Dagger. Okay, I have a Lust Dagger now. But now, we're going to use that hammer we just bought, and we want to put that on our armor slot of our previous character. This is where memory comes in handy, because you'll notice that the cursor is still on gloves. If it's not on memory, it will reset back to the weapon position. So if you're not on memory, that's where the armor to weapon thing comes into play. So now we're going to do the same thing with our white mage, except we're going to do it with going the other way. So we're going to hit L and confirm at the same time. And if it's done right, it'll just sound like it's the one beep. And the hammer transforms into this knight's armor that's all the way down here. There will be other pieces of equipment because of more stuff that I have, but at the beginning of the game you can buy the hammer. It transforms into this knight's armor. This is a very good piece of armor. However, it's not the greatest, but for a chunk of the game you're going to be using this. So we'll put the knight's armor on our glove slot, because why not? For all intents and purposes, the armor, helmets, armor, and gloves all function as the same. The shield does too, technically, and I can show you that here. And I can put the knight's armor on the shield slot, but you want to be careful. Do not put anything on the shield slot. There's only a very few select pieces of equipment that will not crash the game in battle with a non-shield item in the shield slot. And we'll go over that later. So now that we have this knight's armor on our ninja, we're going to exit town. Nope. Eventually we're going to exit town. I'm going to get my cheating airship, and we're actually going to go to Provoca to pick up the next item. Technically speaking, this item is in the Shrine of Chaos, our first dungeon. But this file has already cleared it, so I'm going to go to Provoca and buy that piece of equipment that I'm going to pick up. We're going to pick up this. It's in Elf Town, not Provoca. And I should just cast exit. But that's okay. You'll see that I do not have a timer running. We are not doing this under speedrun pretenses, because I want to make sure that we cover all bases here. So, this leather cap. You'll pick up this leather cap in the Shrine of Chaos. So we'll go ahead and buy that. Turns out I already had one, but that's okay. So this leather cap, you know, pretty standard cap. But when you transform that into a weapon, it turns into our weapon that's not pulling up. Oh, yes, it is. It's right there. I just didn't see it. Judgment Staff. No, webcam. What are you doing? Don't slide. So you probably saw the description right there. We'll just go into battle real quick and show just how silly powerful this particular item is. So you defend, you defend. You have to hit up to go to your equipment. Staff that casts flare, the one use. Click, click, boom, Judgment Staff. That's an 8-second spell, but it is extremely powerful. It will basically one-shot most encounters for a majority of the game. And that is one of the first items you'll pick up on the run. You know, like I said, you'll pick up the leather cap in the Shrine of Chaos, your first dungeon. And from there, you just put the Judgment Staff on all your weapons. Now, from there, you'll go to Provoca. And I'm just going to run from this. silly fluid webcam. I'm just trying to show the equipment glitch with the PSP. It's turning into a battle. So we're going to go ahead and buy a dagger here. This dagger isn't on the route anymore, but I'll just show what it does because it's really good. And so, you know, just like before, you want to hit R and confirm at the same time without the webcam sliding down. I'm gonna staple this thing to my shirt or something. Yep, so just hit R and... Oh, wait, where am I? Okay. And that'll pull it up. Down here, it turns into the Dragon Mail. Dragon Mail is, in the vanilla game, the most powerful armor in the game. It's usable only by this guy, the Knight. It has base elemental protection of fire, ice, and lightning. And during the very old route, it was very good. We don't pick it up anymore. But that's okay, because it's not needed. And just like before, if I see, and there's the dagger right there. Now, I'm going to turn off my webcam so you can just hear the game audio, because there's a very specific sound that you'll want to listen for. When you get it right, it'll be the very specific sound, and I'll point that out again. It'll sound like it's just the cursor moving, just like that. So we'll just go ahead and put our Dragon Mail on. Stupid webcam. Ugh. It's a pain. And that's basically the basis of the equipment glitch. Now, there's something else about this. So I have this Dragon Mail. I'm going to push up, and we're going to do this again. The nice thing to know is that your original item is never used up, because that's what is, that's what it's calling to pull up your new set of equipment. So I can put as many Dragon Mails on as I want. And then I can remove them. So I'm going to go to the bottom of my list here. You'll see I have 4 Dragon Mails. Now, this is important to note. It will try and pull your inventory first for the item that it wants to equip, for some bizarre reason. So if I try and put the Dragon Mail back on again, and let's just say I do, it now has 3 in the inventory instead of all 4. You can get around this limitation by selling excess armor you don't need. So, for instance, we definitely won't need... I probably left it on, didn't I? Yep. So you can get around that by selling your excess armor. Knight's armor sells for a lot of money. You'll actually want to sell an extra, purposely equip an extra and sell it, so you can stock up on items. And then Dragon Mail, you can just sell those. And that's how you gain lots of money early on. You'll want to do the Knight's armor, because that way, and I'll go back to Cornelia to show you. you'll want to go to the item shop. And you'll want to buy, let's say, 60, 70 potions. You don't have to max out. But like 60, 50, 60, 70, something like that. You know, I just push up twice to get the number that I want to. I'd say about 20 antidotes. You probably don't need more than that. 10 may be fine. You want to make sure you have at least 10, though. And then 10 Phoenix Downs. Sleeping bags, you don't have to worry about buying. And the reason for this is, especially early game, you can get poisoned by random monsters starting here around Elftown. There's a couple in the Shrine of Chaos that can poison you. You don't want to get poisoned. In Elftown, it's your first chance to buy gold needles. You want to buy 10. You know, I just push up so you get to 11. Echo Grass you don't need, Tents you don't need. You can buy more potions if you've been getting the crap beat out of you, but you shouldn't have to. And then we'll just exit town. And that's pretty much how your how the beginning of the game is going to look. Now, to fully demonstrate it, I'm going to do a soft reset. And we're going to do a basic run-through of the first dungeon, and we're going to get up to Elftown. So, new game, English. Our party order is important. Our white mage must be down here on the bottom for equipment glitch purposes, otherwise we're just going to waste time rearranging. And we'll just do basic names. I'll hit select. And now we are ready to go. Oh. Hold circle to run at first because auto dash is turned off. We'll buy our hammer. Config on memory. Fast. Oh, get out of the way, blue-haired NPC. You are always trolling. So we'll sell the spare. Like I said, we'll buy about 60, 20 antidotes, 10 Phoenix Downs. So now we're pretty much set to go. When you're in town the first time, you have to talk to the knights because the king, you know, King Steve wants to have a word with you. Just mashing text at this point. Now, that the webcam has failed me, we will experience some random battles. We're just going to run it first. Ambush, of course, why not? My agility is not the greatest right now, so I'm not going to get away right away. At this point, I probably don't even need the webcam anymore. So here we are, Shrine of Chaos. We're going to go left. As I said, our leather cap is in here, so we're going to go down here to this first room, pick up the leather cap. Now, I set it up during my menuing to already be on the helmet position. That way we can just do easy swap, bam, bam, bam. And just like that, everyone's got the Judgment Staff equipped. Oh, 7 wolves. Of course there's 7 wolves. Why wouldn't there be? Luckily we got away. Hello, Garland. Prepare to knock me down. For Garland, we don't actually want to use the flare spell. Just bop him over the head. He'll go down on your first turn, most of the time. There will be really rare instances where you're going to get bad damage rolls, and it's going to take 2 rounds to kill him. But you should always generally kill him first turn. Can you see my AVS just fine? Speak to King Steve once more. Now, one thing you're going to want to make sure you do, always go up and talk to Princess Sarah first, before you try to leave. If you do not, when you get to this spot, she will stop you. You will walk back up to here, and then she'll give you the loot. So just for speed purposes, just walk straight up, talk to her, and then get the loot and leave. It's easy to forget. I've done it myself a couple times. Don't worry about it, but it's something you'll generally want to remember. We have another cutscene here with all the King's men, as they are putting Humpty Dumpty back together again. Just got some text to mash through. Now we'll exit the castle. This is a cutscene you can skip, so just mash X when you can. When it starts to fade out like that, the scene has been skipped. Then all you have to do is proceed northeast at first, and then east. Run from battles most of the time. Some battles may just be annoying to run from. We'll see if we can get one of them here. Now, that 7-wolf encounter in the shrine was a good one to demonstrate the annoyance. Looks like no. Okay, so here we are in Provoca. We have nothing to do here right away, so we're just going to go straight west, talk to BK the Pirate. He wants to keel haul us. We will demonstrate how folly that is. So, defend, item, judgment staff, item, judgment staff, item, judgment staff. And just hold X. Hold confirm. Leather shield drop, okay. Not helpful, but it's nice. So now that we got our ship. And now we're going to go straight to Elf Town. Now, normally the route skips Elf Town on your first trip, but just for sanity, we're going to go there. Because the route actually does take you straight past Elf Town into the Marsh Cave. We will not do that. We will go to Elf Town first. Because realistically, you can... most players will wait until after they can go to Elf Castle and get the Mystic Key. Oh, this is a good one. So we'll just keep, with Cursor on Memory, we'll just keep everyone on the same actions. These wolves have a really high agility, so it actually makes it difficult to run from them. Unfortunately, that just becomes a time sink. There's not really much you can do about that. So, now that we're in Elf Town, we're skipping everything except we're going straight to the item shop. Because that's all we have to do here. Just buy your set of gold needles, leave, and then we're ready to move on. Some players will choose to arrange their inventory so their helpful items are on top. Generally, when I do that is generally when I first get poisoned or I first have to heal with potions. Right now, my HP, despite looking low, is still in a good position because everyone has knight's armor on and clothes, but you know the clothes only provide 1 defense, so it's not really worth doing anything about. You'll notice I don't have any magic yet. That is intentional. I'm only going to be picking up a couple spells. That's much later in the in the route. But yeah, that is the basic premise of the equipment glitch tutorial. I will provide a link to highlight the notable pieces of equipment that we will pick up over the course of the run. And note when they will be picked up. But for the purposes of this video, that is not necessary. I suppose I can actually look. I'll do a soft reset, and we're gonna see what happens when you put the wrong piece of equipment on the shield slot. And I'm gonna load my all bosses file back up. So you see, I have a ribbon on my shield slot. The ribbon is one of a few items that will not crash the game. Alright, now I'm actually just going to turn this webcam off. We don't need it anymore. Unclip it from my shirt. Didn't really seem to do much. Alright, so the ribbon is one of a few items. I posted a video a few years ago called Ribbons Make Good Shields on my YouTube channel. And it was the proof of concept of, first discovering that items were, there were a couple items that will work on the shield slot. The ribbon is one of them. Another one, and this is the one most people go with on the route, is the survival vest. 2 items that you'll find back-to-back on the route, on either the any percent or the all bosses route. You'll get them pretty much at the same time. Of course, got tangled, sorry. So if you're, let's just do this for a second. So let's just say I do survival vest. Survival vest. Ribbon. Survival vest. It's the same thing. Equally protected and won't crash the game. Survival vest and ribbon are 2 of the items, and 2 very, very good items. Neither one of them will crash the game on this shield slot, which is really good. But we want to show something that will crash the game. So I need... You know what? Black Garb. That'll work. And just to make sure it'll crash, we're going to put this on everyone. Alright, so now I need a battle. Kill me, guys, with all your might. There you go. When the game crashes like that, what happened there is the game is trying to pull up an animation for a shield, but because the Black Garb is way out of its range, the game doesn't know what to do, so it crashes. The one thing that is different with the ribbon and the survival vest is they are still technically out of range, but it pulls up something that the game knows how to deal with, and will actually just provide a swinging sword animation. So now we're just gonna get this pulled back up. But yeah, When the PSP crashes, it will crash hard, and it will always do that. So that is the danger of putting the wrong piece of equipment on your shield slot. Generally, the only two items you'll ever want to worry about putting on the shield slot are going to be the ribbon or the survival vest. Leave everything else off, and you'll be fine. That means you will have an empty slot. The route does not go out of its way to pick up any shields throughout the run. So generally, yeah, it's just going to be one of those two items on your shield slot, and it's not going to be till you're about 70% through the game. But you'll be fine. You'll be fine well up until then. You won't have anything to worry about. If there are any questions, feel free to hit me up on the channel. And thanks for watching.